Hello, dear colleagues. My name is Al-Muhammad, and today we have a saccular MCA bifurcation aneurysm on the right side, which we've treated through Artisse device implantation. It was a young male patient, 37 years old, smoker, and had an arterial hypertension. He has headache episodes every now and then. The aneurysm has a wide neck of 3 millimeters, and the maximal sac width is 3.8 millimeters. On the left side, we have the list of materials and devices that we've used, and we have a 5 by 3 millimeters Artisse device used from the company Medtronic. And on the right side, we have the protocol of the dual antiplatelet therapy. We've prepared the patient with aspirin and prasugrel beginning 5 days prior to the intervention and tested immediately prior to the intervention by the Verify Now device, which showed an effective aggregation inhibition. And after the successful implantation of the Artisse device, we stopped the prasugrel immediately after the intervention and continued the aspirin for 3 months and then stopped it too. And here we have the 3D angiogram of the aneurysm. And here we go. We push the wrist guiding catheter with the select sidewinder catheter through the radial short sheath and start navigating the subclavian artery. We push both catheters in the aortic arch, configure our select catheter, and pull it back into the common carotid artery. And now we need a roadmap to see the way to the right internal carotid artery. And here is our roadmap, and this is the right internal carotid artery. We push the Terumo stiff wire, and then we push the select catheter, followed by the wrist catheter in the middle of the C1 segment of the right internal carotid artery, and then we remove the select catheter with the Terumo stiff wire. And now we take our intermediate catheter, Sophia 5F, flush it with saline, and push it into the guiding catheter wrist. And we navigate the distal parts of the internal carotid artery. And after that, we need the first 2D angiogram to see the aneurysm and document the territory of the anterior and middle cerebral arteries. And here we have the MCA bifurcation aneurysm on the right side. And now we need a 3D angiogram to plan our working position and projection. And this is the 3D angiogram, and we can see the aneurysm a little bit better here. Meanwhile, we've chosen our working position depending on the 3D angiogram, and we can adjust our projection now and take the maximal zoom that we have. And we inject a little bit contrast agent to see the aneurysm, and we can do our first run. And this is the aneurysm, and we can see the sac of the aneurysm and the branches of the medial cerebral artery well. We take it as a roadmap, and now we can take our microcatheter headway 21 and our microwire synchro select support 14, push it into the microcatheter, put the talker behind, and shape the tip of the microwire and put everything in the intermediate catheter Sophia 5F. And now we can navigate the way to the aneurysm. We push the microwire into the M1 segment of the right MCA, and then we push the microcatheter, and after that we can push the microwire into the sac of the aneurysm carefully, and then we can push the microcatheter into the sac of the aneurysm, and after that we can pull back the microwire out of the microcatheter. And here we have the measurements of the aneurysm. The neck is about 3 millimeters, and the maximal width of the aneurysm sac is 3.8 millimeters. It depends on the way how you measure the aneurysm sac. And if you take another projection, you could get a maximal width of 4.5 millimeters. So we've decided to take the Artisse 5 by 3 millimeters, and this is the device. We flush it with saline by exposing it in saline 2 to 3 times, and then put it in the hub of the microcatheter, flush it with saline, and now we can push it into the microcatheter. And now we are ready for the implantation. We push the Artisse device into the sac of the aneurysm and pull back the microcatheter, and now the device is in the sac of the aneurysm. We need to manipulate a little bit on the device to make sure that it fits in the aneurysm and it doesn't slip out of the sac of the aneurysm. And as you can see, it's stable and there's no problem. And it's very important to exclude device-caused stenosis of the branches of the MCA, and we can perform a 2D angiogram. And as you can see, the border of the Artisse device is on the neck of the aneurysm, and there is no stenosis of the branches of the MCA. And now, after we've made sure that everything is okay, we can detach the device from the pusher, and we take the detachment device. It has 2 cables. The black cable will be attached to the patient on the shoulder of the patient, and the red wire will be attached to the pusher of the device. We activate the device and push the microcatheter a little bit forward to get a stable position, and now we can activate the detachment. And the pusher jumps a little bit, confirming the detachment. We pull back the microcatheter and microwire out of the intermediate catheter, and now we need another run to make sure that everything is okay. And as you can see, the border of the Artisse device is at the neck of the aneurysm and there is no stenosis. And now we need an overview to exclude complications, and as you can see, there is no complications, extravasations, or occlusions. And so we've reached the end of our intervention. As always, if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. You can contact us per email to email addresses, and further contact options are in the video description. Thanks for watching. That was Al Muhammad. See you. Peace out.